my friend. Let's go. This scholar was Evliya Çelebi. Whenever I think about Evliya Çelebi, the same question always comes to my mind. If someone handed us a camera today and said, "Travel the world and tell people everything you see," how many of us would actually leave? Because most of us love maps, but not the unknown. And honestly, I think that's exactly what made Evliya Çelebi so special. The man wasn't just traveling through cities. He was collecting people, collecting stories, collecting voices. He even wrote about smells, food, arguments, gossip, everything. I'm a 28-year-old historian living in Istanbul. Sometimes at night, I walk from Karaköy to Eminönü and just watch people around me. A tourist gets lost. Someone throws simit to the seagulls. Another person runs desperately trying to catch the ferry at the last second. And then I think about something. 400 years ago, Evliya Çelebi was probably doing the exact same thing. The only difference is, instead of a phone camera, he had a pen. And honestly, that thought is a little terrifying to me. Because today, we can record everything, but we barely observe anything. Evliya, on the other hand, was an unbelievable observer. Most people think he was just a traveler, but in reality, he was the living memory of the Ottoman world. In his 10-volume Seyahatname, he didn't just describe cities, he described human psychology, societies, power, fear, and sometimes even humor. And the craziest part is this. The world Evliya Çelebi describes sometimes feels more alive than the modern world. Think about it. In the 17th century, you're traveling from the Balkans to the Caucasus, from Cairo to Vienna, on horseback, through journeys lasting months, surrounded by bandits, wars, disease, and storms. And somehow, this man never loses his energy. Sometimes it makes me think about a strange problem modern people have. Today, we can't even walk outside without Google Maps. Meanwhile, this guy was crossing continents. Last year, I got stressed because my phone battery dropped to 5% while taking a night ferry from Üsküdar. Evliya Çelebi was walking into the unknown for weeks at a time. That's insane, right? And there's something really important here. Evliya Çelebi wasn't just a hero. Part of what made him great was the fact that he wasn't perfect. He exaggerated. Sometimes he told unbelievable stories. Sometimes the numbers he gave sound completely ridiculous. Sometimes you read him and go, okay, there's no way that actually happened. But weirdly, that's exactly why he feels real. Because real people are like that too. Today, everyone on YouTube tries to look perfect. But Evliya's writing feels alive. He gets excited, he gets scared, he's shocked. Sometimes he's even funny. And maybe that's why people still read him 400 years later. When I was reading the sections where he talks about Vienna, I realized something. This man wasn't just describing the Ottoman Empire. He was describing humanity itself. Because no matter where people live, some things never change. We're curious. We're afraid, we want power, and we love stories. Evliya understood that centuries before most people did. And there's another thing most people don't notice. Evliya Çelebi actually had an incredibly modern mindset, because he wasn't afraid of different cultures. Even today, when people visit another country, they instantly become defensive sometimes. But in Evliya's writing, there's always curiosity. How do these people live? What do they eat? What do they believe? Why do they behave this way? That perspective is incredibly valuable, especially today, because the modern world constantly teaches us how to talk, but never how to listen. Evliya listened, and honestly, I think that's what makes him one of the world's first great documentary storytellers. And to be honest with you, when I was a kid, I used to think history classes were boring, because history always felt like nothing but dates and wars. But the first time I read Evliya Çelebi, something changed. Suddenly, history became human. There were streets, markets, songs, arguments, real people. And honestly, I think that's why I still make these videos today. Because sometimes learning about the past is actually learning about ourselves. Maybe that's Evliya Çelebi's real legacy, not teaching us how to travel the world, but teaching us how to truly look at it. And strangely enough, I think that's exactly what the modern world has lost. We forgot how to look. We consume everything quickly, but we barely feel anything deeply anymore. Evliya tried to truly experience everything he saw. Maybe that's why he still feels alive, even 400 years later. If you enjoy forgotten scholars, travelers, and hidden civilization stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Because on this channel, we don't just talk about history. We try to understand the humans inside history. And in the next video, we'll meet another forgotten genius from the past. Because trust me, everything is moving in ways far stranger than you think. So come shine a light with us, and let's look together.